It's your turn to ask a question of one of your opponents. So
Okay.
who would you like to ask a question of?
This question is to Mr. Young. You were the attorney for dozens of municipalities and government agencies. Current count is I think you represent 45 different public agencies through state class action litigation as a trial lawyer. My question to you is, if you are elected to this position, will you remove yourself from representing these 45 governmental agencies and the corresponding workload and not accept these payments and relinquish this work? That's a lot of work to have if you're the parish president.
And let me set the record straight. I've been in private practice since I left the parish president's office. I'm entitled to make a living. I have 5 sons. Yes, and I have done that because the opioid crisis is a crisis, and I look at it as a civil prosecution. But yes, as I did last time voluntarily, I gave up my private practice when I became parish president, and I'll do the same thing again.
On all these 45
Yes.
cases?
Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
Time for you, Mr. Young, to ask a question of one of your opponents.
I have a question for Ms. Sheng. When you voted to approve the $100 million cyanide plant in January of 2018, when they had multiple violations of state environmental laws in the months preceding that, and then you rescinded the permit earlier this year under public pressure, I want to ask you, if in a yes or no answer, will you commit tonight to the people of Jefferson Parish that you will maintain your opposition to the construction of a $100 million cyanide plant in Waggaman, Louisiana?
I can answer it however I choose to, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes. So with that, that's current litigation, so I think the litigation is going to determine how we move forward on that. The council did vote for storage of cyanide, and then we did rescind that vote, partially due to, of course, constituent concerns and some LDEQ reports. But I have to point out the hypocrisy of Mr. Young, who also voted for that measure. Not only did he vote for that measure for the expansion of this chemical facility, he was at the groundbreaking for these 3 companies for $1 billion investment, saying it was a dream come true for Jefferson Parish. And he voted on these measures as well. And my point here is that if Mr. Young had a problem with hydrogen cyanide, I think he needs to do his research a little bit more, because hydrogen cyanide has existed at that plant since the 1950s, and Cornerstone in their press release and at that event said they produce acrylonitrile, whose byproduct is hydrogen cyanide. So I believe the gas mask that he carries around should have been that day on the groundbreaking instead of a shovel in his hand, but should have been that day protesting that very issue. My kids live here. My kids live here, just like your kids live here. As if I would want to harm them in any way, as if I would want to contaminate the air that they would breathe. It's almost ridiculous, and the hypocrisy is almost, it is silly, the hypocrisy on this issue.
I need to set the record straight. Cynthia, you can deny the facts, but you can't change the facts. Number 1, you exercised poor judgment and you didn't do your homework. Number 2, you're misrepresenting the facts to the people of Jefferson Parish. The fact is, that ammonia plant wasn't even conceived until 2013. I was parish president. It was led by, it was led by Bobby Jindal. You voted for that on the council. I didn't have any vote. I was parish president.
This is a picture of Mr. Young at the groundbreaking. At Cornerstone groundbreaking.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
So,
you had your time. Let me finish.
You don't have to touch me, Mr. Young.
No, but let me finish. It's my time right now.
You don't need to touch me.
Okay, let me finish. Yes, I was at after the council voted for it with the administration, carried it out. I was at the grand opening. There was no vote. You said I voted for it. No, I did not. I was parish president at the time. That's the fact.
Okay.
I want to set that record straight.
You welcomed them, and you said it was a dream come true for Jefferson Parish. And 2 years after they finished
you misrepresenting
after they
the facts.
finished the ammonia plant, I couldn't be more excited about the impact that it has already had on our community. It confirms that the West Bank of Jefferson Parish can accommodate a globally competitive company.
That's all.
That chemical was present when you were here at the groundbreaking. I'm just calling out your hypocrisy.
You're comparing apples and oranges. Wait, I want to finish.
We have to move on. Okay.
Comparing apples and oranges.
He doesn't realize that hydrogen cyanide is a byproduct of acrylonitrile.
She is comparing apples to oranges. The fact of the matter is, she voted for a $100 million cyanide plant that's going to produce tons of cyanide.
First of all, there is no cyanide plant. There's cyanide storage on a huge complex. There's no cyanide plant, and the picture you show on the commercial is not a cyanide plant.
You can deny the facts, but you can't change the facts.
We're running out of time, so we have to move on. We have a rapid